If you have been struggling with this level of constant connection we have in the world, where we have this ability to watch the world burn in real time, if you're struggling with difficult feelings that arise with this level of connection we have, where we can see so much of the chaos and the drama and the bullshit in the world, this video is for you. We are going to talk a little bit about doom scrolling. We are going to have a beautiful little chat, a little pep talk, and then we are going to tap through it so that you can feel more joyful, more calm, and more connected. Welcome back, feral friends. So this video, I just wanted to have a little grown-up conversation here about social media boundaries, about boundaries with the news. So I feel like the elephant in the room is the fact that the entire world seems as if it has gone insane. And a lot of people are feeling really dysregulated. A lot of people are feeling a lot of guilt and shame and really complex emotions and feelings that arise from this modern context that we found ourselves in, that we can have so much access to so much information and so much tragedy and trauma, etc., that we have a very small amount of control over. So I can pretty much only speak for myself, but I will say that there's something about being informed these days that feels like it is lacking in boundaries. Now, I am going to be 42 this year, so I remember a time when, I feel like I'm not that old, but like in relation to now, how things have changed, it makes me feel very old. Because I remember back when you'd have to watch a news hour, something that seems almost insane by today's standard, but you had to check in with the news. There was like a news hour maybe in the morning, there's another one like at night, and aside from that, you kind of just like lived your life and you had your stress and your troubles and like all of that, but there was a little bit more space, there was a little more built-in boundaries from watching the world burn in real time. That is very much in contrast to now. So now, I am a person who takes very intentional care of what I expose myself to. I love to stay informed, but I do believe you can stay informed with boundaries, which doesn't mean being able to see this stuff all day, every day. So I'm very careful about my feeds, about who I follow, what I put my awareness. But that being said, things have become so mixed up. We've all become so connected through the internet that it's almost impossible to really allow yourself to be in a place where you feel grounded and you feel energetically like stable and open with checking in without having it kind of burn your nervous system to the ground. So I see news and current events and like all of that almost every single day, from meme accounts, sometimes from mental health or joy focused accounts. Like, I make it make sense. It's a personal kind of thing, but I wish it wasn't that way. But that being said, as a creative, I do encourage everybody to post about whatever they want on their channels. So that is fine. Now, before we get going a little further, I kind of just want to call out that I recognize it's unquestionably privileged to be able to do that. But as a parent, as a community member, as a person who holds space for other people, and as a person who is a survivor of mental health issues, I have to have those boundaries. Like, I really do. It would be very easy for me, I think, to get really caught up in what's going on, get into a state of learned helplessness, get into a state of utter despair that would really change the locus of control I have in my own life. So I don't think that would make me a better parent, which means my children would be showing up to life in a different way. I don't think it would make me better at my work of holding space for people and trying to help them connect to their joy and their magic. I don't think it would be very good for me just how I'm showing up to the community. People are cagey right now. You can sometimes feel it in the grocery store or when people walk past you. A lot of people are not okay, and I think it's really understandable. As human beings, we did not evolve to have this level of information and this level of exposure to everything. We did not evolve to have it. So we have certain evolutionary traits and characteristics that make it so that our very humanity can get hijacked and put into a place where we are not able to feel empowered or act in empowered ways. This is the other thing. There's something about, if there are things that need changing that are outside of your control, there's always channels, there's always routes available to us, but are we going to be empowered to actually go through those channels and those routes if we just feel like we're in a state of just completely turtling up, completely believing everything is hopeless, everything is helpless? I am so vehemently opposed to that. I can't even explain. It's like, to me, I think it's one of public enemy number one for us in the modern age, is just this ability to just see it all happening all the time with no boundaries. So if you're a person who's struggling with this, honey, I just want you to know that it is okay to give yourself these boundaries. There can be voices out there that are loud sometimes that say that you shouldn't do that, or you're not allowed to do that. It's not like the virtuous good thing to do. But ultimately, I think that if you can get yourself to a space where you can protect yourself, I think how you're going to show up to the world, how you're going to influence your little bubble of reality, the impacts, the changes you can make, whether you're protesting, whether you're trying to get involved with things, I think it's just going to be coming from a more grounded and empowered place. In this way, I really believe that like calming your nervous system, staying grounded, and trying to become like the calm little center of it all is one of the best things that you can do, not only for your own mental health, but for the collective. So I tend to look at things from this perspective of, yes, we are drops from the ocean of the collective, the collective consciousness. And I think that this is kind of just small little things that we can do for ourselves. If we want things to change out there, we often need them to change in here first. And that's just the way it is. So if you have been struggling with constant connection, if you've been struggling with doom scrolling, this is for you. We are going to do a little quick tapping round. So if you're struggling with this, I would like you to drop a number down below. Like, what number are you at in terms of activation? Are you at a 0? Did my pep talk get you somewhere good? Are you at a 10? That would be like your most triggered self. Whatever it is, pop that number down below and let's get to tapping. Okay, so we're going to start right here at this point. There are a lot of things in the world right now that are happening that I deeply don't understand. There's a lot of things that I am bearing witness to that I feel like I just can't comprehend. It makes me feel small. It makes me feel full of shame. It makes me feel full of guilt, and it makes me feel helpless. But I deeply love and respect myself regardless. There's a lot of things out there that are so overwhelming, so difficult to watch, so difficult to understand, and it makes me feel small. It makes me feel disempowered, and it makes me feel hopeless. But I deeply, deeply love, accept, and respect myself regardless. Even though there are things that are happening out in the world that I can see that make me feel anxious, overwhelmed, and helpless, I just need to sit with it. There are things that are too big, problems that are so big I couldn't even begin to solve them. It makes me feel so guilty that I can see these things and I feel like I can do nothing about them. It makes me feel full of shame to have an ordinary life when I can see that there are people out there that do not have that privilege. It makes me want to numb out. It makes me want to check out. It makes me feel so bad, so horrible, and so helpless. The helplessness I feel. The free-floating anxiety that I feel. A powerfully big, monstrous level of guilt and shame. Ooh. And dysregulation that I feel. The hopelessness, the helplessness. But there's always been things happening in the world that are outside of my control. Even if I couldn't see them, they were always there. It has never been an easy time to be a human. It has never been something that I could control on my own. The troubles of the entire world. But perhaps there's things I can do in my own life, in my own home, and with the power I do have. And there's other ways to view the world. For every story that makes me feel hopeless and disempowered, there are also countless more that make me feel inspired, that make me feel hopeful, and that help me believe in humanity and understand that life itself is complex and multidimensional. There is good and bad in all things, and we are not, as individuals, meant to hold it all. I am open to the beauty in the world. I'm open to holding multiple contradictory things in my head at the same time. I believe there are good things happening, and I think there are more good things yet to come. I acknowledge that I do have some power, and that power and privilege I have can be used in intentional and grounded ways. I deeply understand that how I show up to the world and what I choose to do with my actions is powerful. I forgive myself for not being able to solve the world's problems. And I give myself permission to have boundaries with the things that lead me to despair. And I commit to looking for evidence of the good. Every day there are people born, people who fall in love. I choose to find those stories as well. I choose to look to the good, to balance it out, to stay informed. I can be grounded and feel safe while also being informed. I will give myself boundaries with what I consume and remain open in my beliefs. I choose to witness the power of staying grounded and staying intentional, and the ripple effect that that can have on the world and where I take my action. I am grateful to be calm, safe, and I commit to using the power that I have and the privilege that I have to take care of not only myself, but others as well. Shake, 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 shake. Okay, so after that, make sure to drop a comment below. Let me know what your number is now. As you can see, the way I did that isn't the formal tapping strategy, but I find that it works regardless. Doing it a bit more loose and free form, and just letting all the thoughts, all the stuff channel out. If this was helpful for you, please give it a like. It is so helpful for our channel. Or if you are new here, feel free to subscribe. Share it with a friend. Let us know what you thought down below. We would be so grateful. It's so helpful for our channel. And make sure to check our links for some free resources for you. Until next time, stay wild, feral friends.